Hi everyone, this is Bethany, Be a Crafty Girl, and I am going to try to do a tutorial video for you. So far on my comments answering the question, what videos would you like to see? I had an overwhelming response of tutorials and card shares and how I make my cards and things like that. I don't really do this video a whole lot or this type of video a whole lot because when I'm crafting, I pull some things that I want to use, and then I'm up and down, up and down, up and down the rest of the time because I'm like, oh, that would be cute. Oh, that would be cute. So what I did was I went on ahead and I made a card, and then I'm going to show you how I did it. But I might tweak a few things, so it'll be the general idea. But I might change the sentiment or change colors or something to that effect, but the card will basically be the same. So here we go. I'm going to try this out and we'll see how it works. And if you haven't already seen, I'm down a finger. So I shut my finger in the pantry door yesterday and it's still numb, which is a scary feeling, but from what I understand, it will get better in time. So I am down a finger, so you'll have to bear with me, but I think it'll be good. So on to the card. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this Nestability stamped with my background because this is part of my focal image. And the stamp set that I am using is this new set that I got from Papertrey Ink. It's called Background Basics Farm and Barn, and it comes with the chicken wire and the wood. And I am using the wood stamp, and it is really cute because it actually has the nail heads. If you can see right there, it has the nail heads in the boards, and I just think that's really cute. So I'm going to go on ahead and stamp that. This might be interesting. So here's my there's going to be a glare because I have an overhead light. Ta-da! You can see it right there. Here's the stamp. It is pretty long. This block that I have is one of the Tim Holtz collection blocks. You can get this collection in Simon Says Stamp, and this is probably one of the medium size because there's two other blocks that come in the set that are bigger than this block. So it fits on there nicely. I did have to cut the ends off so that it would fit on there, but it was just excess polymer, so it was fine and it was easy to cut. So I know some of you are probably cringing that I cut a stamp, but it's okay. But I'm going to do this with this Classic Craft dye ink, also from Papertrey Ink. And what I like to do is I like to kind of rub. And as you see, I'm laying it down on the nesty so that I can see, because I don't need the whole thing. But what I like to do is I like to kind of rub it on there and then I pat it. And if you are new to Papertrey Ink stamps, when you very first get them, the ink beads up on them a little bit, but after you use them for the first time and then wipe them off with whatever method you use to clean your rubber stamps, they are perfectly fine. I am going to try to line this up the best that I can. I know it's not straight on the block, but that's just how it goes around here. So I'm just going to set this down. I really do like the Tim Holtz blocks because you can kind of feel the stamp under your fingers and they're nice and thin, and I like that. Some people like more of a grip to hold on to, but I like the thin. And this is also, if you're not familiar with photopolymer stamps or Papertrey Ink stamps, they will stick to your paper, which I kind of like because then you can kind of rub the back and make sure you got all the spots. And I know that right now it looks kind of splotchy, but as it dries, it will lighten up and kind of blend into the paper. kind of like when you do Copics, they just kind of blend together. I'm going to just line that up. This stamp is super, super easy to line up. I'm going to push that down. I hope I'm in frame. And that's that. Ooh, that turned out super good. And then I'm going to do the other side. I always start in the middle and then go to either side. I don't really know why. It's just what I do. And then I'm going to do this other side. This one might be a little trickier to line up. And of course you could always like flip the stamp and do it this way so that you get a different wood grain look instead of the same wood grain look all the way across, but it doesn't really bother me all that much, so I'm not going to worry about it. And also remember, this is going to, the most of the middle is going to be covered anyway, so it's not going to be a huge deal if it doesn't get lined up quite right. And besides, we're talking about kind of a distressed looking card, so even if it's off a little bit, I think that just adds to the character of it being distressed. So there is the stamping of the background. And then for the background of the focal point. So the next step is to do the actual focal point. And I did want to mention that this nestability that I cut out was a scrap piece of paper, because I had tried doing my little background and I didn't like it was too short for me. So I did reuse this, and no one will ever know because this is getting glued on to the other paper. So that's a way you can kind of use your scraps. If you don't like what you stamped, just use the back. And if I haven't said already, this is Nestability's Label 16, and this is probably my favorite Nesty right now. If I could pick one to take to a desert island, it would be Label 16. So there's that part, and I'm going to set it to the side, and it's not quite completely, like it's dry to the touch, but it's not completely dry right now, so I'm going to set that to the side. And then I'm going to stamp my focal point that's going on top of that Nestability. So I am using this set from Paper Tray Ink that I just got, and it is called On the Farm, Volume 6, number 52. And I am using these two stamps right here for my focal point. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the grass first. And it's nice because these two are separate, so you can do them in two different colors. Let me check and make sure that this piece is wide enough. Oh yeah, we're good. So there's that. I am going to be using this block from Martha Stewart Crafts. It is like the Fiskars stamp press stamp thing with the foamies. But it's smaller, and I like that. It is kind of wide, which is okay. But it's a lot smaller than even the mini Fiskars, so it works well on my Score Buddy. And so what I did was that I laid it down, lined up with the paper, and then pushed down. Just a tip on this: these little feet are not very tall, so they're really mainly used for clear. This block should be used for clear stamps, not cling rubber, because when you put a cling rubber stamp on here and then you set it down, it is the same height as the feet, so you're not really getting to use the feet at all. Once you put it down, you've already stamped it. So there's that. I am going to use some, what is this? Not Pear Tart. I am going to use, use New Sprout Memento ink. I like Memento ink a lot because it dries very fast, and I'm a smudger. So, rub it on there, pat it on. I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to line it up so that I still have some space on either side of the stamp because I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Distresser on this piece after I cut it out. So there's that. Turned out pretty good. And then I'm going to stamp this one again because if I just stamp the sky stamp right now, it's just going to be a little rectangle and I want it to be more of a square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position this so it's like right above those hills and then stamp again. Ooh, I was probably out of frame. And there's that. So, come on. I am going to line this back up and push down again because the middle part didn't quite get inked up. Perfect. Ta-da! And I know that it looks extra dark right here from where I did the overlapping, but it will be fine because I'm going to have some animals go over it. And once it dries and kind of fades into the paper, you will not notice. So there's that. And then I'm going to take the sky portion and I'm only going to stamp it once. And I'm going to stamp it in Summer Sky, Memento ink. There are new colors that were just released of Memento, and I really want them. They are very pretty. A couple browns, that would be nice to have. So, and I know it doesn't look like there's ink on it, but there is. That Summer Sky is a very pretty blue. And then I'm going to, as you see, it lines right up with the hill there. And then press down. Ugh. And I'll show you, I will show you what happens when I don't get that middle part. I'm just going to line it back up. And that's the beauty of clear stamps, in my opinion. And remember, perfect, score. Remember, this is also distressed. See, like this part right here? There's not a part to that stamp. That's not in the stamp anyway. It's made to look like that. So remember, this is a distressed type of card anyway. So if it's not quite right, who cares? It just adds to what the card already is. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this out with just a little bit of the edge, and I will be back.